another Moz Play video. This is Moz Mojito, and today we're going to be getting into another post-apocalyptic city builder, and this is going to be a pilot episode. We're playing Endzone, A World Apart. Let's get to it.
Humanity survived. Our ancestors have destroyed the world, and we had to pay the price. With over 100 years without sunlight, but we have prepared ourselves for our chance to make things right. They stole from us a life of happiness. Still, we will make the best of it. Even though Mother Earth is grim and tainted, we have managed to survive. And we will keep surviving.
Alright, so a great opening there gives you an idea of the world that we're living in. Post-apocalyptic, everything's pretty much gone. People are starting over with a new life. So we're going to begin with the tutorial like we always do with a lot of these survival city builder type games. So I'm sure we'll have a gentleman here walking us through the process.
We finally left the end zone. Just look at this beautiful scenery. It's marvelous, even though it's a bit different from what we had pictured. We were able to secure a few basic resources and are storing them in our bus. I'm glad we prepared ourselves well for this kind of scenario, especially since our inventories in the end zone ran low. Don't forget that if you need additional information, you can look at our survival guide at any time. Well done. Everything you need to know should be right here. I think the time has come for us to at last build ourselves a new home here. Before we can construct buildings at all, we have to assign the profession builder to several settlers so that they can take care of construction contracts. In general, it's your responsibility to decide which tasks are important and how our settlers are supposed to be distributed to attend to them.
Okay, so Arthur is going to be our narrator and guide. We are going to go through the menus here. This game is very similar to Surviving the Aftermath and other post-apocalyptic style city builder games, as well as a lot of other games I played where you basically have to manage your workers, making sure that you have enough settlers assigned to different tasks, and then you can speed up or slow down the gameplay depending on how quickly you want to play through it, because they do have to construct things, have to gather things, have to mine things, etc. So we're going to go through the motions, make sure that we assign the right number of people to the different jobs, starting off with builders, because that seems to be the only thing that's available to us right now. and then we'll go ahead and build up this camp and continue to follow along with Arthur's instructions as he guides us through the playthrough.
All right. Your builders will be ready as soon as construction contracts have been issued. It's time to start focusing on our key and most basic need, water. The first thing we ought to do is to establish a working water supply. So we'll move on to our first construction contract. Place and build a jetty by a lake in the vicinity of your town center. Very good. The jetty was completed as planned. Now we have a place where we can collect water. There are other possibilities to gather water too, but the jetty is the simplest and most cost-effective method. We can obtain and store water from different sources, like a jetty, rain collector, or well in the cistern. The cistern should always be in close proximity to a water source, so that our water carriers don't have to walk too far.
Okay, so I like that they have a grid system here, so you can really line up your buildings in a nice, complete row. So we're gonna go ahead and get our water system up and running, because that's one of the most important things in these city builder type games. Get your food and water situation under control quickly. Try to get everything lined up here. I guess this small lake or pond or whatever you want to call it is going to be their source of water, but obviously this building that I'm going to put down is going to be where they bring those buckets of water and filter them to make them nice and safe and drinkable for your community. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and go through that. A lot of roads that you got to use to get people to and from the different buildings, similar to all the other games. I'm thinking Land of Vikings and other city builder type games like that. You got to use a road system to help your workers get from different places more effectively. So we'll go ahead and speed up the building process, because I know it's going to take a while, and we'll just keep pressing through the tutorial. So just keep in mind, the focus of this first video, this pilot episode, is pretty much going to be just following the tutorial till we get to the point where we complete the entire tutorial campaign for this game, and then we'll move into the actual full game -2 tutorial. Go from there. So expect the first couple episodes of the series to be focused on the tutorial.
Great. We have now installed a working water supply, and water is now transported from the jetty to our cistern. Consider hiring more water carriers if you don't have enough settlers available. You can never have enough water in storage. Now we should focus on food production. It's important to ensure the supply right from the start. A gatherer's cabin, a hunting lodge, or a fishing hut can directly remedy the situation. I suggest starting with a fishing hut, since we're already located near a lake.
So with the completion of this building, I now have a jetty so they can haul in the dirty water. I have a water, kind of a cleanup plant where they can bring the water in to filter it, make it drinkable. And now I have a fishing dock, and I've assigned some workers to that so we can bring in some fish from the lake. So got my water source going, got my food source going. Most likely the next thing that I'll probably be working on is either housing or maybe even more food sources like a farm or something like that. So the dotted line show the path of the workers, so you can kind of get an idea where you need to drop some roads to make their paths more efficient. But it's just a lot of information right now, but it's helpful. It's helpful. At least allows you to set up your road
We've
path.
now taken care of our basic supply via food and water. Make sure that you have enough food and water on hand at all times, especially if you want to upgrade your settlement. A population that grows too fast can quickly unbalance your food and water supply, bringing major difficulties for you if you don't watch out. Crops are another excellent way of getting food because they constantly grow as long as the soil is moist enough. Each seed has different yields and growing times. This means that it could take some time until your field is ready to be harvested, in contrast to your fishing hut, where production can be right away. Looks good. Remember that we need the widest variety of food sources to stay healthy. You should also plan ahead for drought periods that might come when it's not going to rain. Stock up on food and adapt your production to avoid bottlenecks. I'll show you a few more strategies later on. At the beginning, we don't have much scrap, wood, or other resources. We could build a production building, but to obtain resources as fast as possible, it's best that we start gathering right away. Assign a Gather All Resources task. All the settlers who haven't been assigned any profession by you are going to accept these kinds of tasks. In addition, settlers distribute resources within your settlement.
All right, so along with the water system, the fishing hut, now we have a field that we can actually start cultivating and growing crops on. You have different overlays here. As you can see, I got the soil moisture overlay on to get an idea of where the best soil is for growing crops. This is a pretty dry area right now based on the orange color. The ideal place to grow crops obviously would be something that's a little bit more green, but those are a little farther away from my base, as you can see as I zoom out. So Still got a lot of land to cover, got a lot of things to do, and a lot more tutorial to go through. But at this point, I think we're gonna go ahead and put a bookmark in the video, come back and continue to follow along with the tutorial and expand our camp, and hopefully learn more about this game. So as usual, I would like to thank you for taking the time to watch my videos. Please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe because it really helps out the channel. And we will see you in the next